Hey guys, it's showtime. Yay! Yay! I'm so happy.
Roar.
We've been in the middle of
Meow.
serious talk, everyone.
Oh, I bet. So serious.
Happy.
Roar.
You need to mute your freaking computer, Chris.
I just did.
Come on now. You're like one of these people calling into a radio station, like, I can't wait to hear myself on the radio.
Exactly. Is that not your favorite flavor, Adam? The lemon pepito one or whatever?
It is pretty good, but I
That
like
is-
Frost too, the white one.
Nah, that is
like
my all-time Gatorade right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, speaking
Bam, right
of gay trade,
Okay, Trey.
had a super gay conversation this day today
Bill,
over on
why do you
the
have to
Cooler
be
Heads
so
podcast.
insensitive? Why couldn't you
We-
just say you had a conversation? Why did you have to say you had a
I
gay?
don't know. I never got hugged
I
enough as a
missed
kid.
it.
I don't know.
I was supposed to be on the podcast too, right? But I missed it. Bill,
Yeah.
what was the topic, Bill?
Gay people in the trades,
Nice.
Okay.
gays in the trades.
Pretty straightforward. Okay.
Yeah,
Gay
that's
trading.
right to the point.
Gay
I
trading.
mean,
Okay.
there was a lot of good points and it was just me and Brett and Scott. I butchered his last name, but it's like
Isn't it
I don't know. It
Borschlin?
starts with a B, something like that, like Borschlin or
Borschlin, I believe.
But yeah, he was on that show talking about being gay in the trades and all the various things he had to go through. But anyway, like through all that nonsensical crap, the most important part is I may have my spokesperson for my gay meeting app called Manometer.
Oh, manometer.
Like, I'm going to try to recruit Scott to be like my spokesperson. He's going to push it to all the gay people, and I'm going to charge like, I don't know, what do you think, $8 a month for it?
Wow,
That's
a pretty
affordable.
good business plan.
What
right there.
Yeah,
is
that's a
it?
pretty
Wait,
good
but
business plan.
Tell me
Yeah.
the selling point of this app. Like, what does this app have? Like, can you share the details, or do
Yeah,
you
but-
not?
Well-
are you not releasing to the public yet?
Well, each person's profile, you can go on there and you leave comments only if you're a verified like person, like you've verifiably met them before. And then there's also a ranking system for their swimsuit part. You can put it as like since we're dealing with manometers, we'll say like it's 6 water column inches or 6 inches of water column. That's going to be the average, of course. Unless you're Asian, then it's probably 2 or 3. But and then the other way is you have like the 8 inches. 8 inches of water column. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the ranking system.
I'm going to hell just
$8
for
a
laughing
month.
at Bill. Oh gosh,
$8 a month, guys.
He
You can meet
pushes
all the
it
dudes you
every
want.
freaking way. He finds a
He
way.
pushes
to
it,
push it.
always pushes it to the edge, and I'm
Yeah,
totally
all
going
the
to
dudes.
hell.
You get all the dudes for $8 a month.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah, and
mean,
then there was
that
some
is
stuff
smart.
about like coming out of the closet and like how it was uncomfortable and I don't know, some other stuff. But yeah, that
All right.
stuff didn't
Is it
matter.
worth a listen?
It is. Definitely check it out, you guys. Cooler Heads podcast on all your favorite platforms. You can find it like right next to the HVAC Overtime podcast.
Yeah.
I think we're 40 episodes behind, but
Well, we give
You
you
know.
a pass. You don't have internet. You haven't had internet in how
Yeah.
long?
True.
yeah, I'm literally like sucking the internet off the Amish neighbors.
You guys, look at ties. Look at ties.
What do you say? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
Ty, I got no sympathy for you, dude. You should always know not to play the overtime show in public.
Yeah.
I mean,
Almost reminds you of Yamo, right, guys?
Oh man, I'm crying.
Yeah, hopefully there's no young children listening.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
don't recommend
What's
it.
up, TY Banana Man? I don't even know who's watching. I can't even do shout outs because I can't see anything.
Why don't you pull it up on your phone?
Yeah.
Because if I move my phone, I'll lose all my internet.
That's right, because you're using StreamYard on the browser, so you can't even like go to another screen. That's right. Yeah.
Nope. And if I touch it or wiggle it, I'll drop a bar and everything will drop out and then I'll just be gone.
That is
And
true.
This is what I look forward to hanging out with you guys and the listeners. This is the highlight of my week. Don't want to miss it.
Well,
Ty
thanks to
said
you.
Some guy winked at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh man, that was great. Ty.
Anyway, I got stuck on a roof today, people.
Why?
What? That's right. You were working on a AC replacement on the roof, huh?
Yeah. Well, it was not just AC, but it was yeah, they had their own like one of those man lift things.
Hmm.
Man lift. And anyway, so we were I was up on the roof, and then they brought it down, and then it broke when it was on the ground.
Oh, jeez.
So, at least it broke when it's down the ground.
Yeah. Well, I was up.
So you had a man lift to get up on the roof? You guys don't have ladders?
It's a pretty tall roof, so.
Okay.
And I'm kind of a sissy, you know. If my ladder doesn't reach, I don't go up on it unless I have a man lift. But yeah,
That's why
I have a
28-foot ladder on my van, so that way I can get on the taller roofs.
but yeah, this is my record now. This is our biggest downsize, and it's on a commercial building.
Nice.
It's a second floor. I want to say it's 3,500 ish, maybe give or take a little bit square feet. But it's an office building. The second floor of this office building, they had a 15-ton, almost 400,000 BTU unit on this sucker. Right
now, what you sent me was a condensing unit. So where was the air handler at?
No, that was killed.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what they used to have on the first floor.
Got you.
They
had 30 tons on that building.
On this building, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we chopped the lines off and took that off and scrapped it. You know what I mean? Because it was I was just like, that's why I said wow to you, because I'm like, man, this is crazy how much.
Yeah.
But we installed.
Wait a minute. So that was just a condenser that you removed, right?
Yeah, but that was dead. That's been dead. We previously
so was it
a 15-ton unit with it was like 375,000 BTUs.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah. So now.
So what was the deal with that? How did you downsize that?
I actually had a friend of mine that does commercial load calcs, do a commercial load calc for us. And
Sweet.
This actually, the 4-ton 100,000 is actually oversized as well too. But there was nothing available for any measurable amount of time, you know, in the future. So,
now what comes into play is is it going to be offices? Is it going to be like
it's offices?
Oh, okay.
It's just offices, yeah.
What was the building before? Why did they need 30?
Always been an office. I have no clue. And the scary thing, like, I was a little nervous about, you know, because I think I brought it up on the show.
I remember bringing it up. Yeah.
And we were talking about, everyone's like, well, your velocity, you got to worry about your velocity. You're going to be in trouble on that. And I was kind of worried about that. And actually, when we were going to use install the curb adapter, I looked down in the ductwork. I'm like, holy crap, these are some freaking big ducts. This is like Bruce Willis, let's die hard shit, right?
Yeah.
That's what they have in there. Like, full big men will get in these ductworks. But yeah, started it up, getting everything going. Went down, feel the diffusers, blown away, no problem.
Huh.
You know,
interesting. And what's the square footage of the building? Do you know?
The second floor is like 3,500 ish, give or take. I can't remember exactly.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Did you finish or?
Yeah, we gotta do a little bit more commissioning, but we got them heat right now, like to go through and check combustion, this and that, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's good enough for now.
Nice.
Because they didn't have any heat.
Ouch.
So you're trying to rush before the winter, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of a butt pucker moment when you're downsizing that big. It's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah.
You know, but there's so much talk in the industry right now, which rightfully so. There's so much talk about downsizing all over the place because we constantly have been oversizing for years. And if any of the rest of the country is anything like what I run into on a daily, is we can have 10 tons of air conditioning on a package unit and you have, 8 tons of ductwork. Like, everything is undersized for ductwork, and it's just nuts. And, even coming up, I was always taught like, oh yeah, you're changing a package unit, just go up a ton, but we would never change the ductwork. And that was just such an old school mentality of doing things. I think it's a good thing that we're opening our eyes and actually questioning the norm and not just putting on what we pull off anymore. I think there's a good majority of the industry that's actually embracing the whole downsizing, and actually, I shouldn't just say downsizing, but doing load calculations and figuring out what the actual load is.
I think the problem is
we're downsizing more than anybody.
Who?
We're taking heat right out of places, man. They don't even have heat, so beat that.
Inside joke, guys.
You want to
Inside
elaborate
joke.
on that, Bill?
Yeah.
You should
Talk about it a little bit.
No, I don't want to elaborate on that at all.
Oh, if you guys could
Cue
hear
the segue.
conversations we have.
Oh man,
Oh,
it'll be in the autobiography later on down the
4
road.
years. Remember, I
Yeah.
told you in 4 years, you're filming it all, right? And then in 4 years, you can release it all.
Mm-hmm.
It might even be 6 months from now. I think.
Documentary.
Yeah, probably earlier.
6 months from now.
Yeah.
Bill,
Oh man.
I
Really,
hope
dog?
you are writing this down. You
Uh,
have it written down, right? All these little nuances.
you
in there.
better. A little journal.
He has them in our private chat.
it's all being saved electronically.
Yeah.
Ask,
You got
Hands
it.
uh,
up, sideboard.
Did you guys, just a little twist? I heard an interesting thing, someone talking about content creation in YouTube and stuff, and I guess there's rumors that YouTube is gonna start charging for viewers to watch 4K.
Really?
So if
Wow.
you want to watch 4K video, you have to be a premium subscriber to YouTube, which is like $10 a month or something like that. But yeah, that's what I heard. I was like,
Does that
whoa.
mean you don't watch ads either?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
You
get-
get. I've been a premium subscriber forever. It's so easy. I haven't seen an ad in years. So, but yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. And then
That is
the
interesting.
person went on to go explain. It was actually a Linus Tech Tips. If anybody follows Linus Tech Tips, he's like a computer dude.
I'm familiar.
But he did like a whole
That's-
podcast on it, talking about it. And it was really interesting. Like he had some good, valid points on both sides as to why YouTube has to charge for this. And it's pretty interesting.
There was a guy in chat saying indoor or outdoor analyze test, combustion test. You don't know if there's any difference. What do you guys think? Or guys who take it actually or do it. I've tried both. I don't think there's a difference to my understanding.
What do you
I would
mean
think-
difference?
Oh, snap. Last week was Joe's birthday.
Mm.
Oh, it's
Oh,
Joe's
shit.
girlfriend in the
Is that your girl?
She's a sneaky one, eh?
She is a
Oh,
sneaky-
man.
It's Joe's birthday.
Honey bunch, huh?
Try to keep a secret, but not anymore. But
You
anyway,
didn't even tell us, you asshole.
I told her that I
Yeah, how
don't
many
tell anybody.
Yeah,
Oh,
who hides
no,
their
man.
birthday of all
What-
things?
like while we're on this subject, why are you so secretive, Joe? What is it
Yeah,
that you
Joe.
can't
Joe
even tell your
started it. He
best friend?
started to tell me. Joe started to tell me, but he's like, I can't tell you the whole thing. It will.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it soon.
I
Joe's
was
in
on
row
the,
something,
it was you
guys.
and I. We were both there, and Joe started to tell us, and we're like, okay, why are you hiding this? It's not a big
Thanks,
deal.
guys.
And
Appreciate it.
you know,
Yeah, it's literally not a big deal, Joe. I've been to the same place.
Right. It's
You
like
know what
if
I'm
it's not
saying.
my birthday. Thanks.
the truck stop bathroom with the hole in the wall.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where he's been. Yeah.
So is Honey
That's
Bunch?
another
is-
great way to meet new friends.
Yeah.
Is that
Don't
her
tell him my
birthday?
age. I'm gonna keep my age a secret too.
Come on. Oh, that's because it makes easier to find you, isn't it, Joe?
30, what are you, 37 now? You're either 37 or 41, but there's no gray in that beard, so I'm going
I
with
know,
37.
I'm-
But Joe's
Listen,
the kind of guy that's using just for men. Let's be
I'm
honest.
That's
not.
true, yeah.
Oh, I
hey,
embrace the gray 100%.
I am embracing it.
Right here.
I haven't touched
Yeah,
just for
look at all that
men
right there.
once, and I only have a few. I'm growing my beard out long, so we'll see. But anyways, I was saying,
It's all
Back to
gray
that
in here
subject.
too. I got gray all in my hair.
yeah. Back to the subject. I was saying I don't see any difference between outdoor and indoor the times I did it. But if anybody else has, they could speak up.
Meaning what though? Like, what are we talking about? Different.
Combustion test. Doing it like outside the vent or inside, let's say. That's what I think he's assuming.
What do you mean
I'm assuming.
outside? You stick it in the little hole in the side of the package unit, like where it's exhausted.
Oh, residential. I think he's probably means residential.
Yeah, from inside the house or outside the house,
right.
right?
I think
Is
so.
that-
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I don't know yet, but I'm going to NCI class in November, so
It's gonna be so fun. You know what I'm
Express.
discouraged about? I've been meaning to order Jim Davis a shirt. I wanted
Oh,
to get him the cat
Jim
shirt.
Davis. Jim Davis. Real quick before I forget, on Facebook, like 5 days ago, there was a meme of this, like these two lions, and this one lion had this goofy bowl haircut, and I forget what the meme was even about because I couldn't even remember that. But I seen this goofy haircut on this lion. I'm like, that is the Jim Davis lion, 100%. I didn't even look at the meme or whatever.
Speaking of Jim Davis, also somebody commented on, or Jim Davis commented on. Somebody said something about combustion in a random post. I think it was in the school group or something. And Jim Davis commented, and he was talking about it, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I actually have a class coming up, and I'm really looking forward to Bill and Adam coming. And I'm like,
no way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm like,
really?
Awesome. Yeah.
Cool.
He remembered our names?
Little bit of internet drama. You just reminded me of something. Do you guys know who Jim Petnato is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was a refrigeration YouTuber, did like restaurant stuff for years, and then he just stopped making videos. So he pops up now and then. Like, he stopped making videos, but he pops up in comments like on my videos and on Facebook posts just every once in a while. And it was funny because you guys know who Jeremy Smith is?
No.
Yep.
No.
The refrigeration rack guy, super smart refrigeration dude, been on Brian's podcast. Jim Petnato said something the other day, and Jeremy Smith had the funniest comeback and like basically told Jim, no, bro, no, don't. It was like kind of messed up. But it was like, oh wow, that was kind of a
what?
gut punch.
Petnato was like criticizing something, and he was just like, "Don't make me do this."
What he said too. I was like, I was gonna, and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna let it be. I'm just gonna let it be. And then Jeremy said something. And I was like, all right, cool, let someone else do it. So yeah. So now that we covered our, it's like we're like,
now you're ruining the your ancestor YouTube predecessors. You're ruining their lives.
That's
their
right.
Livelihood.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I probably shouldn't have even brought it up. I don't know why I did. I feel
everyone, what video is it on? Let's pull it up.
It's not one of my videos. It was a Facebook post. Oh, it was just a Facebook post. Someone asked a question. So
I mean, I did like watching Jim's videos.
I did too.
It was cool.
But I mean, there's good and bad from everything. A lot of the old school guys had methods. Like, I was taught by someone like Jim, who there's knowledge and value in what he has, but there's a lot of stuff that he does that it's like, yeah, that's not quite right, but I get where he's going with it, and you just have to learn to grow from it. So, but
he was very laid back. He's just like nonchalant.
Yeah,
very mad.
He seemed like a cool dude, man.
Yeah, and like, I wouldn't call him a hack or anything, but he definitely had like an old school way of doing some things, I suppose.
It's the same. I mean, I was taught, my dad was the same thing. Like, I was taught beer can cold. I was taught, just feel the suction line, keep adding gas. Yeah, that's about right. Like, I was taught all that stuff. And then I was like, this just doesn't seem right, So I dug deeper and then realized. And
speaking of beer can cold, a video popped into my head, and it was Gray Furnace Man's video. I don't know if you guys ever seen this, but he made a video about beer can cold a long time ago, several years ago, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how many years ago. It's been a while, but it was about beer can cold. And they were saying, is there any possibility that people could be doing this right? Is there any truth to this? So he's like, I'm going to attempt, in his voice, I'm going to attempt to charge a unit with beer can cold. And he's like, you kind of wait till it gets cold, and it almost feels like it's almost wet, cold. Like, it's a weird thing. And he's holding it, he's charging it. He's like, okay, stop. And then he checked superheat and subcooling, and he was pretty damn close.
Yeah. No, I mean, let's be honest. The way that I was taught by my dad was an old school method of doing things, but the equipment was like 6 to 8 SEER. It was very forgiving. If you overcharged it by a pound, it wasn't a big deal. It was fine. There was plenty of room. The condenser was big enough, so you could get away with that. But in today's modern efficiencies, you can't get away with that kind of stuff. You have to be spot on. Biscuit warm. I like my whiskey cold too.
So that guy Billy was saying oxygen levels. I thought that too. You would think the oxygen levels would be different, but it doesn't seem like they were. I only think the only difference could be is probably the temperature of the friggin'
that's what I think.
You
definitely if you think about it, like if you're outside and like there's a little bit of condensation out of the exhaust, there would be some sort of change in the oxygen level, I would feel, or
you would think, that's what I thought, but
I don't know if you would you. All right, so if there's condensation on the exhaust, wouldn't that be at the very end of the exhaust? If you're sticking your probe in and it's in like a couple 6 inches, I don't think you'd have condensation.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Right?
Yeah,
I thought that there would be change, but no, there wasn't from what I seen.
Yeah, although if it's a condensing furnace, right, you are condensing throughout the exhaust, right?
That's true too.
Yeah, how deep does it go? Yeah.
Let's ask Jim Bergman and Jim Davis. We should have a cage match and have them both on.
I would
see who can give it. See who can
I
give the
don't think that
longest
would end
answer.
very well. I don't think that would be very good.
Why?
I just don't think that would end very well. I think we would ruin 2 friendships.
It'd be
It
like
would-
7 hours later and be like, all right, Jim, it's the other Jim's turn now.
They're like polar opposites, and they have opposite haircuts.
That is
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
the longest answer. That's right.
Longest answer.
The longest yard.
This has got to be hard
What
for
have you
you,
been up
Bill,
to
since
this
you
week?
can't see the chat, man.
I know.
Oh, it is, man. Like not
can't
having
you-
internet, dude.
Yeah,
That
that,
Exactly.
sucks.
Thanks.
I'm gonna send you a tablet so you can pull the chat up on your tablet. At least watch
See,
it there.
Keith.
I don't know. I wonder too if Verizon makes some sort of like portable internet device I can just buy and
do.
just sit in my house for a while.
100%, they do. I
Hey,
have one.
Facebook user, I'm so glad you are here. Someone named Facebook user said, I am here
If you're a Facebook user, you need to like go into something and allow permission, and then
for
your
StreamYard or something like
yeah,
that.
and then all your everything will show up to YouTube, I think, and everything, right?
Keith
Yep.
was asking, does anyone test the limit switch on furnace checkups?
Honestly, I don't. I haven't touched a gas pack unit in like a year. So
I don't.
Nope.
I mean, what are you going to test? Is it
I
closed? Is it open? What are you testing? Like,
what are you
where-
testing it against?
Right.
Hey, you like
Are you putting a thermometer in there that can
I don't know.
sense 400 degrees and then turning the blower off and letting the limit switch and then verifying that your thermometer
Yeah, you don't
says
want to.
it's-
You don't want to do that, right?
yeah.
you know?
I think that's the only way you can test it.
I mean, or you
Although-
could just, I would assume that if you're just unplugging the blower and seeing if the limit switch cuts off, but you have no idea where it's cutting off unless you have a thermometer to validate it. So,
And let's face it, guys. Have you?
Mhm.
The only time I've seen a limit switch fail is when the limit switch was a thermostat. You know what I mean? Like being used to short cycle furnace or whatever. You know.
And you know
Oh, okay.
what? There's been
Yeah.
furnaces that I've run into that's been running that way for freaking
long time.
ever.
You're right.
Ever.
I've seen-
Like, you
Yeah.
know,
I've
like
seen
I've
limit
run into-
switches fail, especially on the old,
they
the old
get stuck.
Linux units that
They
had
get
the
stuck.
limit switch that was like a
Outside rooftops.
Yeah, it's a rooftop, and they used to have a limit switch that was like a little. It wasn't a fuse, but it was like a little link, and it would freaking burn up.
A
you-
resistor there.
Yeah, you'd have to change them all the time. It wasn't a
Yeah.
resistor though. I don't know what it was, but those things you have to
Oh,
change them
what
all.
brand was that?
It's called a fusible link, isn't it?
Fusible link, is that what it is?
I think so. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
That's
Yeah,
Couch. He's a genius.
Yeah, someone on the old Linux, before the L
Michael's
series
saying.
units, the package units, they had a like
Yeah.
a
Kenneth,
fuse-
Michael are saying
fusible link.
fusible link. Yeah.
Yeah, those things would go bad on the
Mhm.
Linux unit.
But to be honest with you, Jim Davis is here.
oh,
No.
Jim's here.
Awesome.
Oh, now the party can start.
So
Yeah.
that's Jim Davis's Facebook user. So there we go. That
yeah.
makes sense.
Hey, Jim, I am going to Bill's house and I'm going to sleep over there. We already talked about it. It's going to be fun. And you can come over too. We're going to have a pajama party.
Pajama parties.
gonna
You're all
be
gonna wear
weird.
your socks and run around in your boxers,
We can-
singing music.
We can take turns brushing Jim's hair.
Okay. Steve in the chat is saying, I check high limit, turn fan off, make sure it shuts off. The burners, not super concerned on what temperature it cuts out. Just want to make sure if the fan dies, the building doesn't burn down.
Yeah,
I
I,
mean,
think
I
if you're
guess
gonna
I
do that, you
see-
should have a probe in there and just see what the temperature is.
Right.
But I mean, where are you gonna get a probe that can go that high? Because like a
Yeah.
normal pocket thermometer doesn't go high enough for the. 'cause
And
what
are you in
what's
the
high
exact?
limit cutoff?
Are you in the exact right position of where the limit is?
Yeah,
A lot of
that's a
times
hard
there's like a little piece of metal in that to deflect the airflow around it. Right.
What are the high limit switches cut out at?
There's
like
different
400?
ratings.
250 maybe.
There's different ratings.
Yeah, there is different ratings.
What is
Depends
their
on the
range?
furnace.
Do they go as high as 400 degrees?
I don't think so.
I don't
Oh,
think
okay.
so. I
I
don't
think
think
Yeah, I
those
don't think so.
Something.
Well, then
Maybe
if it's
Ty
in
would
the
know.
200 range, then a normal thermometer would work. I don't.
I
think
would
the
say like
200
even 180,
Keith is
200
saying
maybe.
290.
'cause-
I think you guys were right. 290. Keith is saying in chat. There's different ones. 290.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
'cause
then,
I
yeah, a
mean,
normal
most-
thermometer would work for that.
Yeah, most of them have a temperature rise of like 30 to 60 degrees. So, I mean, 70 degrees in there, it's probably not going to want to heat up more than, 100 degrees or 130.
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah.
That would be cool if Joe was coming to that class.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if Joe would go anywhere.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'm gonna try to. You know what? I'm gonna order right now. I'm gonna go to HVACOvertime.com.
Yeah.
We should start a collection so that way we can get Joe over here.
Yeah.
What?
We could probably
what size
smuggle
shirt
him
do you
over.
think- Which
Do
I'm
it.
gonna, Should I order a couple different sizes just to be safe?
Hey, Nate,
Tim?
I listened. Nate, the house whisperer, said, "Hey, Bill, since I made you move, do I get to see the new place?"
Nope, because I want to
Nope.
stay here, Nate.
Yeah. Hey, Nate, actually, we've all talked about it. We want to go to Bill's new house and show him how crappy it is because it's a brand new track home. So we thought it'd be awesome to do a full workup on it.
Yeah, I don't want you to come in here with your fancy fart tents and
Yep.
whatever they're called and
We'll do it for
telling
sure.
me I got to
Nate,
move again.
I also listened to Nate has a new podcast that he did with Bill Spone. They released it, or at least it popped up on my feed today.
Cool.
Pretty good.
Hey, why is our prices like? Who comes up with $24.97?
I don't know.
Those are Canadian prices, bro.
Oh,
Where is Joe's
Thanks.
passport? Howard Sharp wants to know.
I got it.
Where is your passport, Joe?
I got it.
He's got it. Oh my goodness. So he has no excuse. See, guys, y'all need to pressure Joe. Although
pressure is gonna
I do have to say, I bought my tickets to AHR, my plane tickets. Oh my gosh, airfare is insane.
Is it right now?
Yeah, but it's a trip. Like if
Is it
you fly,
Is it creeping up to double?
it's getting insane. If you fly, and it's crazy too, from one airline to another, it's dumbfounding. Like Delta is so expensive, but Delta is like,
Think so.
they're huge in Atlanta, so that's where AHR is going to be. But their plane tickets are just like, I mean, it's $800 cheaper to fly American and into Atlanta.
hey, do you guys know we have stuff that's on
Damn.
sale on the website?
How
We
you
do?
have sales?
Didn't know that.
We have sales?
Well, I don't think we're fooling anybody though. It shows like the hoodie was $69.69, and now it's $30.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The same thing with the snapback. Who's
Yeah.
gonna buy a hat for $70? Are you kidding me?
I think that
Is this your first time looking at our own website?
It's been a while.
I think that Bill had like
Right, Clive.
J-Dub Moneymaker consult on his sales processes, and that's how he fucking did it. Is he had J-Dub, and J-Dub told him, "Yeah, bro, go in there and say it's $69.99 for the hat, and you're selling it for $39, and you'll sell hundreds of them." So how many have you sold, Bill?
I can't find them.
I don't know, like 100.
Where's our cart? I thought there was like I just added a bunch of stuff, and now I don't see a cart.
Oh, talk about supply.
Who goes onto our website in the middle of the show?
I know. Good job, Adam.
What's
Yeah,
up, Big Clive?
Big Clive said supply
miss
and
interacting
demand
with Clive in the
gouging,
chat,
talking
too.
about the prices.
Yeah.
And then
Is that-
Nate said, "Yeah, it was the
Oh, also-
Building HVAC Science podcast with Bill Spone. That's the
Okay,
podcast
cool.
it was on."
So people are wondering, yeah.
I'm going to
Don't forget, guys, we got that whiskey bottle worm design on the HVAC Overtime website. Go check it out if you want. I don't care.
He does.
If you buy a couple, I can prove Chris wrong. And
What? I think that was great.
All right, I'm ordering it.
Got boots? No, we don't
Do
have
it.
boots.
Boots,
What kind
Someone
of
said got boots.
like Brunt boots,
Front boots.
Oh gosh.
I gave those boots to my son.
more.
Hey,
more like
hey, those
fucking
grunt
cunt
boots. The ones that I had, they actually lasted me for a good year. So mine turned
They're
out fine.
right. But I'm too afraid I'm gonna nail my foot wearing those. That's all.
Oh my gosh! Apparently in Canada, they all have to have like puncture.
That is wild.
because they're running around stepping on 6-inch nails on the regular. I guess, dude.
Yeah. Listen, healthcare. They want to make sure everybody's protected, dude.
So
Right.
is it like a rule that if you work in construction
Yes.
industries that you have to
Yes.
have like puncture proof boots?
Yes. Yes.
That's interesting.
Did
Guys
we ever
are-
talk?
How many? I was gonna say, like, how many condoms do they make you wear throughout the day, Joe?
They don't have to worry about me, but I'm pretty sure a couple guys they have condoms on.
Oh,
Hey, did we ever
Kimberly.
talk about when they were building our website? They had there was like a girl who was designing it, or no, there was an editor.
Yeah, we did
Hey,
talk about that.
We did talk about
But you
it.
tell it. Half these people probably don't remember it.
So they were designing our website. There was like designers. This company was doing it, and then they had it. They hired an editor to go through all the content and like filter things out and like speak properly and make corrections, this and that, blah blah blah. And it was this female. I don't know how old she was, but anyways, I guess her main comment when they were going back and forth to this company we hired was, "These guys are offensive. Like this is
No. Her exact words were, "I'm trying to work my way through this, but I don't quite understand their sarcasm, and they're kind of off-putting."
It's off.
Oh God.
Oh, we're off-putting.
I could have told.
I would have been like, "You're not the first Filipino to tell me that."
Oh my God.
Bill, we have to do something about Bill. He pushes it too far.
I would have told her too.
I wish there was like StreamYards. I'm gonna recommend a dump button that like we just hit after the fact, because like I'd be
So everybody in the audience could just see us crying, laughing, but they don't get to hear what Bill actually said.
Yeah.
and if we really were serious about this, we'd go back and edit it out and just put a beep in there. But
yeah,
we don't got time for that.
Yeah, and get like real sponsors.
Hey, Trevor.
God damn.
Do you see how much sponsors? We're getting so many emails, guys, in our sponsor thing from these weird things. Who knows where they're from?
Yeah.
Have you
What's
guys
up?
looked?
Trevor's in the chat right
Hey,
now.
Trevor,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Some
What's
weird
up, Trevor?
Trevor just got back from Germany or whatever, from Chilvanta.
Cool. I see some.
Yeah, I seen some pictures of that. That looked
Pretty cool.
interesting.
He was doing the CO2 stuff. wasn't
Yeah. I talked to we were messaging back and forth. He said it was a great time. He was saying it's like a must go.
he? Is Germany? That's
I mean, the one picture.
You've seen the clear, what's called compressor there with the clear case. That was cool. Look at that. Trevor comes in and DJ Subair, another Canadian's there, and then Cyborg, another Canadian. Wow, we're just filling up this chat, boys.
Jesus Fish said, "Imagine having the overtime show having sponsors."
We kind of do in a
We
way have a
could.
FS like secret sponsor that we're not supposed to talk about.
Yeah, but can
Which
you
is really
tell,
weird,
like,
'cause-
can you imagine if we had like real corporate sponsors, the emails we would get after every show? Like, oh my gosh, okay, guys, can you imagine just like a secretary, a clerical secretary, just typing up like an email? Okay, we need you guys to work on these 5 things, and you need to make sure that Chris doesn't say these words anymore, and he needs to change the way that he talks. And Bill's got to go, and
Bill gotta go. He just
Joe's got to
like-
go, and
Yeah. And Bill just offended half of our customer support team.
Yeah, because customer
they're
support
all
team, he knows
Filipinos.
that.
that's
Yeah.
funny. Kai says he's learning more about Copeland's new products from Trevor.
Yeah.
And Trevor doesn't work for Emerson anymore. So that's a whole interesting thing
Yeah.
for sure.
Hmm.
Brought to
Bill
you
was
by
awkward.
Pornhub.
That would, dude, we could pull that sponsor off. Like,
Ding.
that would be a great sponsor for the show.
Yeah.
You think?
Pornhub for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Joe does have a girlfriend now, so he's got to play it cool.
We don't need to go there. It's
That's
just
Honey
a matter of
Bunch.
having
Ding.
someone that isn't gonna care what we say on the show. Is all that I'm saying about.
Yeah.
So,
That's a good one.
Like Hustler, maybe.
Hustler, yeah.
is that even a thing
is he
anymore?
dead? Who's the owner of Hustler again?
Larry Flint.
Is he
I
dead?
think he's gone. Dude.
Yeah.
Gone.
Sorry.
He was like a
Years
crotchety
ago, I
little
think.
dude.
Larry
CH.
Flint
Wheelchair.
reminded me of Pizza the Hut from freaking Spaceballs. Like, he's just like falling
DJ.
apart, just rah, 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 big old fat guy.
I mean, those dudes though. I don't
Pizza
know.
the Hut.
I was watching an interview with that one chick who was married to, or no, she was dating the Playboy dude, Hugh Hefner.
Oh.
In that show,
Oh,
there was
yeah.
a show with the girls, and she was saying like how weird it is, and blah blah. Like, well, you're freaking dating an 80-year-old with 4 or 5 or however many women you live in the house, and they're in your 20s. How normal do you think it is?
See, Clive said that he did it.
What was the
he did-
weird part?
There's like mandatory sex days and nights, and
That's
Oh,
weird.
God.
That's weird. Clive
Huh.
said that he did a video for Texas Instruments, and their marketing department sent him a list of videos that they wanted him to delete from his channel because they
Oh,
made
wow.
Texas Instruments uncomfortable. And Clive said they did not get deleted. So,
Yeah, of course. He won't do it.
Very cool. Did he still do the video though?
oh,
Huh, I wonder.
don't know. Dave Johnson, Don Gillis is with Chemwars now, the refrigerant company.
Oh, that's
So
right.
he's doing A2L refrigerant stuff.
Mhm.
So he's still doing a training role, kind of a
And you
thing.
know-
Same thing he was doing for Emerson, but just with Chemwars.
it was pretty cool hanging out with Jason. talking A2Ls. He just rattles stuff off. He's like, boom, boom. He's like on the forefront of all that crap, though, right?
Yeah, yeah. Jason has done some lobbying, I think, too. So I think he's pretty high up in there in the fancy people stuff.
Gravity hot water.
Jason Abjute.
Yep. Jason's a cool dude. He's a cool dude.
He's not here tonight, though, so he just got himself knocked
Not
out.
that cool.
Nope.
Yeah, it's not that cool.
What do you guys got going on this weekend?
Let me read this comment first from Jason. This week is Joe's advice for new techs. Brought to you by Debbie Does Donkeys 12.
Nice.
That's good advice.
I was supposed to be doing a mini split for a server room, and I didn't size it. I didn't sell it. And then the dude who sold it was like, "Hey, is this going to be big enough?" I'm like, "I don't know. You didn't ask me this question before." And he's like, "Well, how do we figure it out?" I'm like, "Well, let's figure out how much heat we need. Let's look at wattage, right?" He's like, "Well, let me call the IT guy." He called him. He's like, "It's 40,000 watts." I'm like,
Okay.
It's got to do the math real quick.
"Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah." So he calls me back. I'm like, "Is he sure?"
40,000 watts.
And then he called back like 20 minutes later. He's like, "Okay, it's 20,000 watts." I'm like, "I have a feeling we're just guessing at stuff right now, and I think we need to not do the job tomorrow, right?"
Yeah.
Wow.
So
somebody in chat was talking about gravity system. Have you ever even worked on any of those gravity hot water system?
I've worked on houses that used to have them, like the Monster, like 3. Me and Rich have been talking about them. When you go into an old boiler, a house with the old boiler system, they have the huge freaking 3-inch pipes or whatever, 4-inch pipes.
I guess that's the whole point of volume, right? To just heat rises come through convection, I guess. Yeah.
So how does so in the this gravity fed boiler heating system? That's all they're doing. They have like a heat source down in the bottom of all these pipes, and it just heats the water up, and it rises up through the pipes till it cools off, and then
And a lot of them have those old expansion tanks. I think the only problem I came with one is that probably like this guy's saying it's just it's the pressure's out of whack, and usually comes with an old gravity furnace is an old friggin' bladderless what's it called, expansion tank, and it has that valve. I forget what they're called. I don't know.
They're called a not filtro. It's called a drain something.
Artro, or
I don't know.
But anyways, and they're gummed up, whatever. I think I don't. Anyways, they're gummed up and they fail. And so guess what you do? You size it up for the regular bladder extra, whatever they're called, expansion tank, and c'est la vie. Get rid of that.
Have you ever seen one of those expansion tanks? Somebody's mentioned in the chat. I've actually done one on a remodel that we found in the attic.
Yes, air trolls.
Expansion tank up in the attic. You ever seen one of those?
No. What do you mean?
I mean, it's like an old, like not a bladder, but an old drum or whatever. They put it up. It makes sense. They all the air will rise. You're right.
House is saying the expansion tank's at the highest point and they have a vent or something in the top.
Yeah, dude. You know what? You should. I honestly seen I forget what I seen a poster of one, and somebody should cut one up. They're pretty interesting how it works, just the way that valve works in the tank and hot water and the cold water. It's pretty cool.
You know what drives
the valve inside the tank?
It's part of the tank, kind of like tubes go in the tank.
So
are you talking about the drain valve?
Yeah, you can say that. The troll valve, artitroll, vent valve, whatever you call it.
What drives me nuts on those, do you ever run into it when you're where you got a relief valve that's leaking water out, right, and the tank is full, and you go to drain it, and they don't use the right valve. They just use a regular boiler valve on that freaking tank, and then you're sitting there for forever because you can't drain it. You need to let air in, right?
Yeah, of course.
Albert Eccles says that I should look at the newer Cocoon heating systems for my house. I don't really buy that thing. So the Cocoon heating system, that's the one where it's the strip heaters and the ceramic, like pizza oven freaking thing, right?
Honestly,
is that the Cocoon one?
Chris really doesn't need backup.
I don't really have a heating load. No, I don't think that would be backup. Well, I mean, I guess you could use it for backup heat, but yeah, I remember hearing that Cocoon, the guy come in and talk about it, and I don't know. It's just I don't really have much of a heating load. So,
Brett.
Hey, speaking of Chris's heating load, how's your home project going, Chris?
Oh, it's going okay. We basically came up with a finalized blower door number, or at least what we're gonna do the load with, and that's where we're kind of at right now.
You
So-
need, and you also
So,
we're
but-
starting to do you did a duct leakage test.
Yeah,
Are we allowed to talk about that or no?
Yeah.
yeah. You know, I'm gonna share some for the video, but you know, we can talk about it. But it's pretty surprising, you know. But
Chris
yeah, let's not give numbers.
All right, we're not giving
Okay.
numbers, but you're
Yeah.
going to go with a small piece of equipment.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's gonna be a pretty small piece of equipment for sure. So
Interesting.
So you've already decided like this is the final load number and everything.
yeah, we came up with a number
Like there's-
and we're gonna use that. Of course, we're gonna probably tighten up the house a little bit more, but we haven't done the full load yet though, right? Like with the blower door number and stuff.
Oh, I did, but I did your initial blower door number.
Yeah. So it might change just a little bit, but if anything, it'll drop just a little bit more.
Right.
Is what it is. But yeah, so now it's just deciding equipment. You know, I've already told everybody I've been contemplating the Bosch system, but I don't know. This week I've been thinking about it, and it's like I've been going back and forth. I'm supposed to call the guy from Bosch back because I wanted to talk to one of their people that I could, you know, bounce a bunch of questions off of and stuff, and just kind of make sure they, you know, one of my biggest things is I don't want to go and buy a system and then find out they're coming up with a brand new one.
I
in
know,
like
I
2
hate
months,
that.
you know, so I'm like,
You should look at EcoAir or whatever the heck it's called.
yeah, I looked
honestly,
at the
like
EcoAir ones.
looking at we went through a demo with the president of that company with 2.0, and they look better than Bosch.
I reached out to them and they didn't even respond. I wasn't even
Well,
asking.
hey,
them for anything
listen,
for
I
free.
asked them like, how could I buy their equipment after we did this like webinar thing with them?
Yeah.
And he's like, email me over anything you want. I'll answer questions. This and that. I emailed him over like multiple times. Hey, where can I buy this? Where can I buy this? That was like 8 months ago, maybe more. Was it a year ago? I don't know when it was. And then like randomly, like a week ago, I got an email from him. He's like, oh, sorry for the delayed response. I'm like, who are you? And what are we even talking about anymore?
Yeah, Dustin's saying okay.
Nate says the Bosch
9
kind of
months
sucks
ago.
for the low load. Now let's say something here too. I've kind of already said this, so I'm going to say it again. This isn't going to be the only system I'm ever going to install in this house.
Yeah.
Okay. So
We're going to do this once a year, guys.
okay. I don't know about once a
Imagine.
year, but I'm okay with it not being perfect. Like, of course, I don't want it to fail. I want to make it through a summer, but like, you know, I'm kind of. I was thinking about going like super high end, and I'm still kind of contemplating that. I'm going back and forth, but then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking if I could get away for spending this little amount of money on a Bosch unit and it works, then that's great. But if I spend a crap ton of money, I'm sure the high end totally communicating systems are going to work great, but I'm always going to wonder if the lower end non-communicating systems would have worked too. So that's why I'm kind of like going back and forth. I'm kind of torn. Like, do I really need?
I think you're
full
going to be
communication?
perfectly happy with the Bosch. I don't think
That's kind of like, I don't think I
honestly,
need full communication.
one of the things I've heard Joe Shear argue about a million times is basically like he will put in, if you put in the correct size equipment with low duct leakage and, you know, you're making sure you're taking care of sensible and latent, a 13 series single stage, you know, you're better than doing that than oversizing equipment with duct leakage and everything else.
Yeah.
Going something fancy. And Bosch is not a single stage piece of equipment, right?
Yeah.
So
Sorry to cut you guys off, Brett. I approved he's gonna post something about the bladder and the expansion tank on the Overtime Facebook group.
Oh,
So
Very cool.
Ty says, let's build one from scratch. Hey, if I could.
nice. There you go. Now he's
If
thinking.
you know what, I actually thought about this the other day. I know it's like crazy and sounds dumb, but it's like, man, what if I went and got a variable speed Copeland compressor with a VFD, and then how would you program it? What parameters would you set it up to do all kinds of stuff? Like,
you tell the guys to make it. You know,
oh yeah, like they're gonna make it. Come on.
no, the board. You tell them to make the board. You know, my mentor did that, dude. He used to tell him what he wanted, and they used to make it for him. It was pretty cool for dehumidification. It was pretty cool time. Yeah.
I ordered a Sky Air for my house.
Oh, did you?
Although we shouldn't be
I've
talking.
never even heard of Sky Air.
It's a Daikin. It's like it's basically their residential ARF. It's like their bad boy. But
Oh, did you guys wait? I'm sorry. So
Dick.
Ty says he'll sneak one out of the factory, out of the Copeland factory for me. So yeah, do that for me, Ty. If you sneak one out of the factory, I'll get that going. Hey, while you're at it, give me one of those suitcases with the scroll compressor in it too. The tear down scroll compressor. I want one of those.
Yeah.
I'll
Did
just,
you guys
I'll just
see
take a hat.
Did you guys see the press release about my design idea that I had talked about for the last 2 years about what home air conditioners are going to go to and how it's a thing? They're already doing it in Europe right now, where they're doing the package chillers with R290 outside.
Cool.
And what did they say? It was like 3.5 tons capacity, and it was like on something crazy, like 8 ounces or something like that.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that is the future. That's where it's going.
I mean, 8 ounces. What is that? It's like freaking holding a lighter up and farting on it.
It's minimal. It's minimal. I mean, honestly, if you can't put gauges on that, you're just going to be basing it off of pressure transducers and stuff is all you're going to be doing. So
it's an outdoor R290 chiller.
Yeah, it's a chiller. It's a package chiller outside. It pumps a medium inside, a fluid of whatever, and has a heat exchanger. Yeah, whatever it is. And so then the combustible refrigerant is outside.
Do they have a picture of this? Like, what size of a footprint are we looking at for this thing?
No, it was just like a press release of something they're working on in Europe or something like that. So
they had, you know what? It's not R290, but Space Pack made one. I think they actually still have it.
Yeah.
Where you run, PEX lines into the house or whatnot. What's so funny?
Jason says he's going to get me a turbo core compressor.
Oh, nice.
Those are the magnetic, freaking oilless, bearingless compressors or whatever. They sit there and levitate inside off a magnet.
Did you see, what would be cool, Chris? Taco. I think it's Taco. They have a new outdoor self-contained heat pump.
I saw that. That was a bit complicated, dude. Honestly, I read about that Taco one because I was like, ooh, what's that?
What is it called? System H or something? System L?
And it's got like heat recovery and all kinds of crap on it, right? And
sounds super cool.
It sounds super complicated as well.
I know. It's right up my alley, though. That's like the crap I love.
Yeah.
But this is my problem. I install crap like that, and then I make it so anyone that works for me, nobody could work on it. And it's like I'm destined to go out at all hours of the night to work on it. System N.
That's a good point.
25,000. Is that Nate says 25,000 for System M? I'm wondering, is that like an installed price? It also does domestic hot water too.
Yeah, I was listening to Trevor's podcast today, and I forget who the guest was, but one of the discussion points was CO2 becoming a thing in certain residential systems, air conditioning systems.
Really?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it's the future. I mean, I had talked to, spoiler alert, I had talked to some engineers from Heatcraft Refrigeration, and I'm doing some podcast stuff that'll be released soon. But one of the questions I asked them was what the future of like residential, like opinion questions, and kind of everybody that I've talked to basically says, yeah, I mean, everything's going to go to CO2, hydrocarbon refrigerants, and, pretty much.
It says it's 25,000 just for the system. That's not even installed. That's like more than geothermal. That is more than a and then I think it was only up to a 3-ton system or something like that. If I remember correctly.
Wow. There's a guy in chat. I didn't want to slip away.
4-ton system.
Dude was saying, I think his name was Dude. He was saying he didn't have any mechanical hand-on experience. He's probably gonna fail. And 2 guys, and they're probably good guys in the community, good mentors. Jason and Troy Belding. Not Jason Johnson. He's a good guy too, but it was John Ciola. And someone else said, "Who cares?" I forget what they said. Like, you're not gonna fail just because you're not mechanically inclined in the trade. So I just wanted to.
Yeah. Okay. So I remember seeing the question. He asked, "Do you have to be mechanically inclined?" And then it led to other questions. But
okay,
you basically just have to hire one of those traveling salesmen to come out and.
Yeah.
And then
you need to have some sort of mechanical inclination, though. I mean, you have to have the ability to learn. You don't necessarily have to be a master mechanic right now, but you do have to. I
mean, we should define like what is having a mechanical mindset or being mechanically inclined. Like, what does that consist of?
Well,
I think you need to. You can't just be linear. You need to be able to be observant of your entire surroundings and everything that's going on. Like,
Yes.
and
you have to
think
be
of, like,
able to adapt and overcome. You have to be able to walk into a job site
and look at
thinking that this is the problem and then quickly realize that's not the problem. Okay, let's open our broad
Right.
view here and assess the situation. And okay, we need to focus in on this, you know.
and you need to be looking at for other things that could become problems and everything else. You need to look at everything and be able to change direction very quickly, which some people just walk in with blinders on. And it's like,
That's
I'm
why-
doing this.
But to start off, I still agree that I've seen a few. Okay, it's harder, but I've seen people without mechanically inclined, hands-on tools experience being successful and learning.
Now
the trade pretty good.
let's define, because Ty says that Jeremy Smith, who's a super refrigeration guy, said that he had no mechanical aptitude. Okay, so when we say the word mechanical aptitude, I always think of the aptitude tests, right? You know, when I took the ASVAB test to join the military, which I didn't join, but I took the ASVAB test, and you know, they test you, and they it doesn't mean that you have to pass a certain test, right? You don't. Mechanically inclined can mean something different to different people. As long as you can learn, that's the most important thing,
Right. That's the most important.
It's like being a reverse engineer, just figuring it out.
Yeah, you have to be able
want
to
to learn. You got to want to learn,
and you have to be able to pick up a wrench. You have to be able to, you know, hurt your elbow and go back to work. You can't be a sissy and, you know, not be able to
you're not supposed to say stuff like that anymore. We are. This is 2022, Chris.
Is sissy a bad word these days?
Absolutely.
Hey, have you guys noticed? I've been trying really hard. I think I said one bad word on this show.
You did pretty good. You did pretty good.
I think I said one bad word and it slipped.
And then you said sissy.
Sissy's not bad.
That's
you
offensive
gotta,
to all
give
sisters.
me my fake bad words, okay? Sissy,
Sorry,
pansy.
hey, I just realized there was
that.
a comment in our private chat, and it was Joe yelling at us.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I like
Can we
to
make
put it out there, guys. You know,
Adam, can
these guys
make Joe a moderator already so he can stop complaining about
they
us?
only comment, they only highlight the ones they want.
We're
There's so
having
many
a conversation. You're over
Joe,
there not
how do
even
I know what
talking.
you
I
want?
wish
Joe?
I had permission. I don't have it because I don't.
Adam,
stream
give him
it.
freaking permission.
We can only have two. We can only have two.
That's why. Or else, oh my god, I'll be flying comments, guys, flying them on the screen.
Sucks.
But anyways, I like this is you know what, for that, Chris, this is a comment I'm gonna read you. Me, Kyle Avocado saying, Game is saying he'd rather work for Adam instead of you, and he said he'd rather retire with me. Thank you.
Wait, what?
That's confusing.
Sounds gay.
He said he'd rather work for Adam than you, and he says he would retire with me.
That's fine. I'd rather you work for Adam too.
I don't recommend. I don't recommend working with me. I'm usually like super grouchy during the day. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
Adam is a grouch.
leave me alone."
We constantly have to talk him off the ledge every day. He's like, should I throw my apprentice off the roof? Really,
No.
guys? Should I?
I don't kill people
I say that.
yet.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyways, what else were you guys up to today?
Oh,
We didn't really talk about
The
it.
internet's cutting out.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, Clive educated me. He says sissy is now a word that describes men who like dressing in unusually girly ways.
He's right.
Clive, how dare you assume that they're a girl? Come on, dude. It's 2022, man. You can't make assumptions like that.
I don't know, Dustin. You're gonna.
Sure.
I could work for you, Dustin, but
Okay, so Kevin, what does
Kevin
Kevin
Hart
say?
from Haven. Here you go, Joe. Here's a great comment I wanted to highlight to hopefully make you happy.
oh sure, yeah, of course. Okay, let's see which one.
So Kevin says, as someone who didn't grow up mechanically inclined, when I was an electrician apprentice, I was definitely slower than others,
Right.
harder learning curve, and frustrating to be slower than others. But Kevin, I imagine that you earned every bit of knowledge that you gained. And, you know, you had to work harder, but I imagine that it made you a better person.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Kevin a Canadian too? as
Yes.
well? Oh, we're just flying with Canadians in here. Let's do it.
You guys in your puncture-proof boots and all this
CSA
weird
approved,
stuff.
buddy. Yep. Awesome.
Yep.
I'm really disappointed about that because I was planning on stabbing you in the feet when I saw you.
Oh, no, not with Joe, man. He could take a razor blade to the pocket.
Jugular.
Let's see. Let's see if this works. Mr. Bill, are you there?
Well, Brett's showing me some stuff.
No,
Bill.
sorry.
Oh, sweet, Brett.
Bill, can you hear me? Why can't I hear Bill? He called me and I answered the phone.
Are you on Bluetooth?
I'm on Bluetooth.
Is your Bluetooth turned up on the Bluetooth channel?
Yes, Bluetooth is turned up. It's going to
All
explode.
approved, Brett. It's all approved, bud.
It's so loud.
So if you guys want to take a look at HVAC Overtime Facebook, Brett posted a few good pictures on there. Pretty cool.
You're not muted, Bill. I don't understand why it's not working.
So I ordered. I didn't order. I ordered a few different size shirts to bring with to give to Jim Davis.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
How come? I don't know how to work this Roadcaster. Last time it worked. Really
I am
good.
Zach Cody. I am.
It's connected.
But-
I don't think your phone's working, Bill. I think he's just talking to himself. It literally. Oh, should I show that? No, it does its phone number. I shouldn't do that.
Can we have Kevin on from Haven?
Sure.
Yeah, we
Why
should have
not?
Kevin on for sure.
Let's do it, Kevin.
Schedule it, Kevin. We should have you on. We could talk about it, about whatever you want to talk about.
See you later, Dustin. He said
I want to talk about if the Haven will pick up farts.
Oh.
Actually, I wanted to know if the Haven, because
Thanks,
in
Dave.
the house project I'm doing, I wanted to know if the Haven would be able to pick up smoke. So if I put a Haven sensing my outdoor air, would it automatically be able to pick up the smoke if there's fires outside and then say, no, close off the outside air using the relay? Would I be able to make the Haven do that?
I wonder if you're able to properly filter the outside air well enough where it doesn't really matter if you
Right? Because if I go with that air filter we were talking about.
Right. So there's like charcoal filters, and also John Ellis was telling me he like made a special box or whatever. And IQ Air, we talked about IQ Air before, right? IQ Air is like one of the best filters you can get for residential, but it's freaking expensive. Holy crap. And they just raised their price.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at them and I'm like, damn, I wanted to get 2. And I'm like, I don't think I can afford 2 of those. So
they're crazy.
Yeah,
Well, did you
Kevin
look at the
said,
dealer
yeah, it does.
pricing? Did you look at the dealer pricing?
No, I didn't look at dealer pricing.
So dealer pricing is cheaper. Installed is way more expensive, but it's still crazy. It's like hurts. It hurts to buy them. You know, I have to order 2 of them.
Yeah. So I was thinking about putting in 2 Havens, having one for the house and then having one for the outside air. Not that I have fires all the time, but we do get like nasty air outside. So I was thinking that like, okay, so would the Haven be, because that's something that I have a question about too. Would a Haven pick up like a skunk? Would it be able to pick up the smell from a skunk? Because we get skunks outside too. And it's like, damn,
you're like what if? You're the what if kind of guy.
No, the 2 things are smoke and skunks. I hate that crap.
I saying there's a competitor to IQ Air coming soon. I know, but they won't tell me. I can't get an idea of when they're coming. And actually, there should be a video coming on that probably fairly soon about their competitor. Huh?
No, we're just talking about Canadian bands, and I was saying, yeah,
Canadians have bands.
Might be. I don't know if Mike B says use like a smoke detector or a smoke sensor. Yeah, I guess, but I think I'm more concerned about like skunks and stuff if I'm bringing fresh air in, because we get skunks a lot.
That's not skunk, buddy. That's marijuana.
No, it's a skunk, bro.
You live in California. Everyone's sitting around smoking pot.
Wait until your your dog comes running in the house. Oh my gosh. So my previous dog,
dude.
not Luke, but my previous dog, Ava, one time was waiting at the back door, and I think the doggy door was open. So Ava ran in the house and started rolling around on the ground. And I'm like, what is this dog doing? Like rolling all over the place. And then it hit me. Oh, that's a skunk. My dog stuck its face into a hole or something and got sprayed by a skunk, and then went through the house trying to rub it all off on the carpet. So I was like, what the? Oh my God, we're freaking out, right? My whole house smells like skunk now. So I pick up the dog and I throw the dog outside, and I'm like, we're trying to figure out how to get the smell out of my house. And I'm literally about to pack my bags and go to a hotel. I'm like, this is I need to go to bed. I felt so bad, but I took baking soda, right? And the dog was standing outside the door, and I had the screen door shut, and I had a box fan blowing all the air out, and I had air coming in for the front, and I took the freaking baking soda and just sprayed it in the box fan, and the dog just goes covered in white crap.
Did you ever see that? Did you ever see that video on Facebook or whatever where they took the apprentice on the side of a building? There was an exhaust fan. They told him to go up and check for something on the side or whatever.
Yeah.
And some guy's on the inside. He just slaps it.
Just
like all
the sand and crap. But I felt so bad because my dog was just, and my lab, it was a black lab, was just turned completely white because of baking soda. And I'm like, just let it sit. Just let it sit.
I tried tomato juice. First of all, I didn't want to use my homemade sauce, so I used some canned stuff, and it didn't work. I don't know. Maybe I didn't use enough of it, probably, but I don't know about the tomato juice thing.
And Joe has a dog that is outside. It's an outside dog. He's not allowed to come in the house.
Yeah.
It's like a junkyard dog. Always
It's a
outside.
guard dog. It was a guard dog.
What are you guarding from, Joe? You are so Joe is not. Nobody could know where he's at. You can't know his age. You can't know anything about him.
It is. It's a guard dog.
You
It's
gotta
a
go-
guard
what
dog.
kind of dog is it? We're not allowed to know because then there's records. Is it a big dog?
Yes.
German Shepherd?
Maybe.
Oh, it is. Rottweiler?
No. Well,
No,
how's
is
a
it
German Shepherd and you
is
say
it
a
like
Rottweiler?
the really
Well, you
expensive,
said maybe.
not
Oh.
German Shepherd, but the next one up, the one that they use for all the military dogs? What's that one called?
It's a German Shepherd.
No, there's a dog. There's a special
It
dog.
was a
they
Belgian Shepherd. Maybe they use too. There's all
No,
this
they,
that
they
kind
use,
of Shepherd.
what is the dog they use? It looks like a German Shepherd, but it's a different dog, and they use it for military and police dogs a lot.
I see a lot of German Shepherds.
No, they use German Shepherds too, but there's another
okay.
dog.
Short
and it
hair,
look-
right? Short hair.
No, it looks just like a German Shepherd, but it's a lot more. What is it?
Yeah, Zach said it.
Belgium
Belgian
Malinois or whatever. That's what it is.
See, I thought they were Belgian Shepherds, but maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong. I don't know. Hey, Peter. It's good to see you, buddy. Good to see all you guys. This chat's happening.
Yeah,
Anthony
there's
Marino,
a lot of
good to
great
see you
ones.
from Florida.
Malinois. I don't know how to say that word right now, but
I miss Bill.
Yeah, just say Melinda.
yeah, I miss
Like Joe
Bill
saying.
too. I don't know why it didn't work when he tried to call me. I don't think his phone's working or something.
He said he said internet failed in the chat, Facebook
Oh.
Messenger.
That's that. I mean, he has got the perfect thing. When he gets sick of being on the show, he's like, "All right, guys, my internet broke. I gotta go."
Yep, that's right.
Hey, dollar. He's not like that.
Oh, yes,
I
he
don't
is.
know. I don't know if you want to answer that, guys, in a brief thing, or especially like Adam's been doing a lot about this. Some guy,
What's that?
I think the same individual is saying, small return plenum effects.
What do you mean?
Effects
Where's
Some kind of
that?
problem.
I don't see it.
of having a small return plenum.
Where?
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know. I thought I seen it. Anyways.
I mean,
Oh.
airflow.
Condoms?
Noise, yeah, noise. I guess that's the only thing I could say. But you hear, I get a lot of complaints about that. Return plans, right? Noise.
I don't really want the guy Kevin was saying that's one time that one of the ozone air cleaners might be useful, but it's for the outside air. I wouldn't think that an ozone air cleaner would clean the outside air fast enough. I would think that I would just be able to shut it down. It would be my thought.
I want to know what's the definition of small return plenum? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I need
Does
context.
that mean it's undersized? I mean,
I'm assuming it's undersized compared to what's has to do for time.
what is it going to do? It could be loud, right?
For sure. I've come across many of
You
those.
could have crappy airflow.
Yeah.
High static pressure.
Let's face it, that's what you usually see, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me elaborate on the skunk thing too. So why do I have so many skunks at my house? Because my neighbor's a jerk and he feeds them. So
exactly, Dave.
Yeah, that time that my dog got sprayed by a skunk, not Luke, but my previous dog, we still have him though. But I went over and I was talking to my neighbor and I was like, yeah, my dog got sprayed by a skunk. I was like, this sucks. And he goes, I'm sorry. And I go, why? And he goes, well, because I feed the skunks. And I'm like,
oh my,
why do you feed skunks? He goes, because they're really cute, man. I have like a mama skunk and a bunch of babies and they come in and I feed them cat food. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, for real? Stop.
Who does that?
Oh, my neighbor who's lonely and by
See
himself.
Michael shoot them.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Skunks is a waste of species. Yeah, like you will choke it. Like, and we see it all the time, guys. Small returns. And it makes a big difference, like you're saying. Adam started talking about that huge, what you guys call it, whatever. But yeah, making it just a bigger drop makes a ton of difference.
We call it a bad big ass drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Anyways, I think it's time we wrap this up.
Yeah.
Oh,
For sure.
I didn't queue anything up though.
You didn't cue
You don't have to
anything
queue
up?
anything up. Who needs that?
I could queue something up here. Hang on.
We're gonna queue
Yeah,
it.
and I guess in the south it is alligators. Don't feed the alligators here. It's the skunks or wherever, skunks in general.
9. Arena credits. Do something. Bears. Got it. Condom. Don't feed
See
the
ya, Chevy.
skunks.
See ya.
Are we just gonna sit here and be quiet?
I think we
Yeah,
should
we
look at
just-
each other.
We should just look at each other.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Interesting.
All right, it's gonna be loud.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Nope.
Awkward.
You.
Like Clive said, awkward moment.
Why is it awkward?
because when he pushes the, I guess the end button, there's a second. He could explain it better that you're still on air, so he knows it. So he pushes it. Al Anonymous or Troy could tell you, Jonathan Hughes. So he pushes the end button and he does like a little like pose or whatever because he knows this. You know, and he says awkward moment. It's pretty funny because he knows it's still videoing it live.
Oh, when Clive always waits to make sure we're off the air before he starts really talking dirty.
Yeah.
You guys should hear some of the conversations we've had with Clive after the live button goes away.
And you know what? Sometimes I regret not having those on the air. They're interesting.
Yeah.
Well, technically, we have recordings of them.
Oh,
You're not supposed to talk about that.
nice.
Clive has way more money than you to hire way better lawyers.
Mike.
So
Mike's
every
best, yeah.
guest, I think, that I have been part of that we have on this show, there is at least an hour-long conversation that goes on after the show is over.
See you later.
Except,
usually
hold
have-
on. There was somebody that was. Who was the one who was like super annoying?
Corbett. Didn't Corbett disappear right away?
Oh,
I wasn't
did he?
there, but didn't you guys say Corbett
That's
was a
funny.
hard interview?
No, that was a fun one.
I thought you said that was a hard interview.
Peace, guys.
No, he didn't answer a bunch of the questions I was asking him.
Oh no, it's totally voided it.
But no, it was funny because Bill told him small houses are stupid.
Oh no, Osvaldo. Good to see you, by the way, but no.
Little houses.
Oh, did you guys see Dustin Cole was in here? Did you see Dustin? He like posted a new family picture. Dude looks like Johnny Depp.
He does.
Like he has his hair down and everything. And like people posted pictures of Johnny Depp in the comments. And it's like
Oh no
dead
way.
ringer for Dustin Cole.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yep.
That was pretty hilarious.
That's right. He came on air. He's the one who came on air with in the shower as well, didn't he?
Jesus says, I'm
Yeah.
the richest one. I would love to see what you guys actually think. How much money you think I actually make. I know most people are
Open
joking.
your drawer to your left. Now take out the stack of fake money that you paid for. You traded real money for the fake money.
Right.
Let's talk
No.
about how much money you don't have, Chris.
Ooh, look
Good
at
point.
that.
Good
It's-
point.
$10,000. I don't
Oh,
think it's
serious?
10,000. How much is in a stack? I don't know how much is in a stack.
I don't know.
How much do you think I paid for this stack?
You should travel with that. Go to
Probably
like
20.
wherever.
Oh my gosh, dude! Can you imagine airport security if they pulled this out of my suitcase, dude?
I
Dude,
know.
I would get tackled by Paul Blart. Like,
Now
come
you guys
on,
know
man.
why, right?
Paul
Oh my
Blart?
God.
Paul Blart?
That is fake money, by the way, guys. It's not real. I did use real money to buy fake money. Okay.
Make it rain. 15 bucks.
Oh my gosh. Make it rain. $15. Yeah, it was like $20 or something like that is what it cost.
Oh, it was?
People are
Yep.
starving in Somalia, and you're throwing $20 out the window.
Right. Only $1 a month, Chris. Only $1 a month.
Do they still do that? Can you still adopt a little kid and get
I'm not
pictures of them like
sure.
once a month or something like that?
I haven't seen those commercials lately, but I'm pretty sure you could do something.
Is that the ones with like Sarah McLachlan singing in the background? And then they have
yeah.
like some B-roll footage of like
Yes.
some kids from Somalia in 1976, and then they
Looking
just
deep
keep
into your
replaying the
eyes.
same footage over and over again.
Yeah.
You ever watch those when you were a kid, and it just keeps for like at night?
Yeah,
like
they almost made me
midnight,
cry.
It just keeps going on forever, and you're like, I'm a bad person because I don't send them money.
Yeah,
Do
or
you
the
remember-
dogs, the dog ones. It's like
It
Humane
was
Society. I'm
on
like,
the
oh my
tail end
God.
of Us, but do you remember watching TV and then the beep would go on and then there would be no more TV?
No, I always
No,
watch
what do you
TV.
mean?
It was
You don't
like
remember-
stupid stuff. It was like the Honey Movers and stuff, where he's like talking about beating his wife.
There was like
Oh my
some
God.
channels that would go off the air and there
Yeah.
would be like an audible signal. And the
I just
channel would
remember
go
when
off
I
the
was
I think
air.
you're right,
younger.
Chris. You're right.
Yeah.
The colored rainbow.
It was
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
It was like weird old black and white shows that would happen. Maybe it would. I don't know. Or
What about, did you ever watch Through the Squiggly Lines?
Oh, I've watched the squiggly lines.
Yes,
Pay-per-view
Girl-
box.
Girls
If
Gone
you had
Wild.
cable, if you had cable and you flip through the cable channels and you would get
Yeah.
like the squiggly lines, and every once in a while you'd get like
I saw a boob.
exactly.
Oh my God. Those
Oh,
days.
back in the day too, I can remember my grandparents
That's
had
a boobies.
all the channels. They had all the channels right on their cable box, so I could go grab their cable box if they were gone for the weekend, and then
Right.
bring it to my house because they
Right,
lived behind
right.
us, and bring it to my house, and then just plug it in, and then you had all the channels, like because it was the box. Because remember, you could
Yeah.
get the black boxes and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
The better ones, yeah.
And I heard, I remember there was like filters or something you can get.
Right at the back or something, some squares or something, or some. Yeah. True.
Oh, and then I remember too and this was before everything went digital. I remember the cable guy coming out, and then when you wanted to add the channels, he would go to the street and he would just take out the little filter
thingy.
Yeah, he would take out the filter, and then you had all the channels. Like it was just a little thing that blocked certain channels.
Now you just make a phone call and they're like, hang on a second, type,
done.
boom, you got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't even have do you even have cable TV or like satellite or anything at your house?
I canceled everything.
I don't have everything. I just have
Netflix and Hulu is what I
have. I have all the it's funny. We cut the cord many years ago, but now we have all these streaming services, but it's all just over the internet. We don't have network TV. So
yeah.
For sure. Imagine having cable.
All right, guys. Well, it's
all right.
been fun. So awkward.
Yeah. Awkward moment.
I guess I'll see you next time.
Goodbye. See you next week, guys.